Hey. Hey, baby. This day needs to end, and I need to find my snake. This is crazy. I'm gonna wait for people to come back over. I have a few more books that I got. My cat is mad at me. He probably wants me to go to bed. Hi, Aman. Yes, hello. Hi, Lucky. Thanks for joining. Today is bananas. Test 1, 2, 3. I am here. It said something about I needed like an encoder message, but I was like, no, just use my webcam, please. So, dang. Sorry about that. I had my phone plugged in to charge, but it died. It's at 1%, and it's not even letting me turn it back on. Hi, Kitty. Kitty is howling. Oh gosh, this day is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This day is bananas. Hey, Kitty. I should probably just do yeah, thank you. Like and subscribe if you would like to. I clearly don't normally go through my webcam because the quality is awful. It's very pixelated. Now, does that matter? No. But the other thing about it is that I do have to work tomorrow. The other thing about it is that it's a horizontal stream, and it doesn't like get sent out to as many people. When I do the vertical stream, I get a ton of subscribers usually, but when I do the horizontal stream, it just doesn't. But you guys were already here, so I appreciate you jumping over here. I really appreciate your understanding with this. This day just needs to be over. Gosh, we'll see how I feel in the morning. I wish I didn't have to go to the office because I'm gonna look for this snake, but anyway, yeah, thank you for following me. I just want to finish these books so I can put them away. Okay, so is it still backwards? Oh, is it not backwards? So, oh gosh, maybe I should just do the poorer quality in favor of having it not backwards. Oh, thanks, Lucky. Thank you, Cujo. Yes. Oh my gosh, I remember this being backwards when I did it through my webcam. But it's not, it doesn't, the lives don't necessarily have to be good quality. They can be pixelated. I just want it to go out to people. But all right, so I got the Boxcar Children. This is the Tom Hanks book. I'm so happy to see it not backwards. Ugh, that's just really good. I got Jenny Lawson's Broken. Hi. Oh, I have a stretchy kitty on the floor. I have Recursion by Blake Crouch. And I had Emily Henry's Book Lovers Romance. Maybe I'll read that on Valentine's Day, like somebody suggested. Okay, I've got... Oh, I did talk about these already. This is... No, Xavier's on the ground. He's not in the shot right now. This is Margaret Atwood, Mad Adam. Where's the freaking camera? It's third in the Oryx and Crake series. I don't know what it's about, but I will get everything Margaret Atwood does. Yes. I read a lot of fantasy and just fiction in general. I'm trying to branch out a bit. I need to read more nonfiction. I have a lot of memoirs and stuff, but I've been reading a lot of fantasy just for the escapism, I think. This is the Frederick Bachman one, and you can actually read it. There goes the cat in the background. My grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry. These are the ones I already talked about in the other stream. The Three-Body Problem, which is very sci-fi-y. And then I got not one dragon book, but 2 dragon books. And then I realized they're the same author. And they're part of a series. But I really like that there's dragons on the cover. It's the 5th and 6th in the series. It's like a fictional memoir. It's a fictional memoir. It's not a real person's memoir. But even though it's the 5th and 6th in the series, I think I'm gonna keep them anyway. I don't know. I just need to find 1, 2, 3, and 4 if I even like this author. But the first one is when I looked at it, it was one that I'd heard of. So, yeah. You guys read a lot of horror. Yeah, I have read Stephen King, and I have mixed feelings about him, but I totally have respect for him as an author. All right, and then I just read, what is it even called? I read this mystery by this author, Colleen Coble. It had a purple cover. I think it was like Tide. Was it Tidewater? I don't know. It was a mystery, and it was a little Christian leaning, but it wasn't too preachy. And she just nailed the suspense. So I saw another book by her, and I decided to grab it. I wasn't going to read her again. Tidewater, and yeah. Is this one? Oh, this is in the Outer Banks in North Carolina. The other one was in Washington State, in Puget Sound, which is where the orcas are. But the orcas did not show up in the book. But she just, even though it was very simply written and a little corny, the suspense just drove through the entire book. And so it was a very easy read, but it was a fun read. Hi, what are you doing? Will you help me find my snake? You're a cat. You have super ears. So I got rid of the other book. I redonated it. It was pretty and purple, but I'm not going to read it again. But would I read another by her? Apparently, because I picked it up. I got a fun Doctor Who book because Rose is my favorite companion. My first Doctor was 9, who is there, Christopher Eccleston. It's called The Monsters Inside. Some of these were audiobooks that were actually read by the actors that were in the show. Is it location rich or well-developed character dialogue? Not really. It's, I guess, location rich, kinda. What? You've been interrupting me. I thought you were going to bed. He wants me to go to bed. It's just a fun ride. It just was a fun mystery with the other one. Let me see. I don't know. Maybe this isn't a mystery. The front says old architecture, a missing woman, a sudden inheritance, and a great mystery with unexpected twists make this a hard to put down book. I don't know if it'll live up to that, but I was motivated to read it, and it was entertaining. That was really all that I liked about it, but I knew she had written some other things. I just decided, hey, if I need an easy read, then I'll do it. But the Doctor Who book, I think Rose and 10. If you know, you know. I'm not going to explain what I'm talking about necessarily. If you if you watch Doctor Who, you'll know what I mean. Huge Doctor Who fan. Not so much right now. They're on the 15th Doctor. This was the 9th. Rose and the 10th Doctor are my favorite combination. I like them all for different things, but 9 was my first Doctor, so you always have a soft spot for your first Doctor. Yeah, Stephen King does have a lot in Maine. Yeah. He has some running, not jokes really, but he has some running things throughout a lot of his books. I've read maybe 3 by him. Always love the intro song to Doctor Who. Yes. Oh, it's so classic. Okay, I've got 2 left. This is called I Am New Jude. I'm going to try to say her name. Age 10 and Divorced. And yes, this is a true story. Um, I knew about this book. I had taken it off of my want to read list because I was like, if I see it, I'm gonna know it. And then I found it randomly. So she's in Yemen and was forced into a marriage, obviously, very young. Um, yeah, she had an arranged marriage to a man 3 times her age. Yeah, we found that out in one of the streams. Someone pointed out that Stephen King goes by Richard Bachman sometimes, and then we got on a tangent where I thought I knew something he had written, and then it wasn't the same person. Yeah, this is gonna be a little rough. But I've read other things like I Am Malala, where she talks about how bad it is in some of the countries in the Middle East, and I appreciate the kind of candid, like, reveal of some of the things that go on. So I definitely want to support, people who are not afraid to tell their story. I don't know how old she is now. Nujud Ali was the first child bride in Yemen to win a divorce. So 2008 was a while ago, so I don't think she was. I know she was 10 in 2008. When did she write this, though? I don't know, Lucky. I don't know exactly what. This is in 2010. I don't know if she was I don't know if she was 10 in 2008. That seems like a little young to be writing this book. It's going to be a very fast read, but it seems to be a memoir of a child that's been through some stuff. So, I'm very curious to have, like, a source right from that country, to kind of explain it. Malala was from Pakistan. She does a lot of outreach still, but she was shot in the face for going to school. Yeah, it is a tough part of the world in general, but I don't like getting information secondhand. Now, could this have been, edited and written by other people? Sure, but I like to read from people who have actually, like, been there, whether that's, they're native to that or not. Yeah, exactly, Cujo. And then I thought there were a couple more in here. I think I just had some in a box for a while, and I knew there were other Emily Henry books and other dragon books, so I kind of want to put them all together. The last one is called Dewey, and it's about a real cat that's in a bunch of children's books, and I had never heard of it. But my friend was like, "What do you mean you've never heard of Dewey?" And then I found this book like the next day. So, The Small Town Library Cat Who Touched the World. This is probably going to be corny or cheesy, but it's about a cat who got famous and is a real cat. So, you think you recall her being up for a Peace Award or some such. If you're talking about Malala, yeah, she I think she won the Nobel Peace Prize? She won some famous stuff. Well, let me check on the it's still at halftime? How is it still at halftime? Looks like Seattle's winning 9-0. Sounds like a boring game, maybe. Malala Awards. Yeah, she won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014. Yeah, I highly recommend that book. Okay. To find which window I was actually streaming in here. But yeah, Malala Yousafzai was really famous, and her book is amazing. And her father is really a great dad. Really, he really supported her continuing to be educated. Probably boring. You don't watch American football at all. I enjoy it, but I was in marching band for 8 years, so I saw every single football game. But, like, once I got out of college, like, I didn't really follow the college team as much. I didn't know anybody on it anymore or anything. So I kind of fell out. And I moved a couple times, so, like, the hometown sports team thing is a little weird for me now. But, yeah, so I found a few more that were on the list. It's OT, my native game, so I'm not able to comment. Huh? I enjoy them, but I'm not, like, a fanatic about any particular team right now. But I like, I like watching football. I think it can be relaxing and just kind of fun when you actually have someone you care about playing, you know. It's not my native game, so you're not able to come in. Gotcha. That's fair. Yeah. I like baseball as well. And I knew more about basketball in college than I do now. I don't really follow any like pro teams for basketball especially. Soccer I just never got into, but that's football in everywhere but the US. Um but yeah, I don't know. I've tried watching it and I know it's like super important to so many people, but I just I don't watch it. Yeah. There's a couple sports that I really don't like, but sports romances are a thing that I haven't delved into a whole lot. Soccer will be big when you guys host the World Cup. Yeah, that would be a thing. I don't think I don't think people want to come to America right now. I wouldn't recommend it. Honestly. I need a posse to come to my house and like look for this snake. Mm. I'm still trying to notice like any crevice she could have gotten into. I hope I find her. Watch her show up on the bookshelves. That would be funny. But yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, literally. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 6 more. So what is that? 18? I thought it was 15. That's okay. In my country, it's Gaelic football and hurling. Are you in Ireland? Lucky Shamrock, I guess. That's a clue. You're worried she's outside. I really don't think she can get outside. I really don't. I hope she'll come back. She just needs to, like, come out of wherever she's at. Or start rustling around so I can figure it out. What a bummer, though. I'm so upset. I'm probably gonna have, like, nightmares about it tonight. Yeah, lucky. I'm a little slow, but sometimes I understand things. Yeah. So I'm finishing Project Hail Mary. I'm reading just a random kind of literary fiction called Clay's Quilts. That's people doing stuff. I don't know. It's okay. And then I stopped that book called Code Blue for a while, but I picked it back up again. Even though it's written very badly, like it's not the worst ever. And I just kind of needed a brain break at night, and I just picked it back up and started reading it again. Again, I'm the Lady Anna on Goodreads. If anyone wants to come see exactly what I'm reading, I'm currently in the middle of 9 things. Oh, I also started Crescent City, which is, if I can find you guys again. Crescent City is another Sarah J. Maas book, the ACOTAR author. And it's a modern fantasy, so there's, like, cell phones and technology and stuff, so I didn't like the preview of it that I read right after I finished the more, like, medieval fantasy world, but I decided to try it on audio, and I have no idea what's going on. There's so many characters and, like, races of characters and monsters and stuff. I'm having trouble, but I'm trying to stick with it and just kinda get the gist of it. It's okay. Did you watch The Banshees? Oh, you're asking Lucky. I have no idea what you're talking about. Not saying heard of that. Okay. I wanna know what you're talking about because banshees are cool. See, this is fun too because if I can get people watching on here, I can share my screen. Let me see if it'll share. Yeah, see? So, like, I can do stuff like this. So this is my currently reading on my Goodreads. So House of Earth and Blood is this first Crescent City one. Project Hail Mary. Clay's Quilt I was talking about. This is the Code Blue one that is poorly written, but for some reason I decided to read it anyway. Sword of Destiny is a Witcher book. World of Ice and Fire I'm still in. It's kind of like coffee table / textbook, so it's taking me a while. When I ran out of audiobook hours, I started The Way of Kings because it was like a free audiobook. It's 50 hours long, so I am not finishing it anytime soon, but I kind of think I'd do better with audio. I could have a better chance of finishing it via audio than paperback. And I don't have a Brandon Sanderson one yet anyway, but I've been meaning to read him for a while. And then I'm still trying to get through the Bible cover to cover, and I'm reading a book about the Bible at the same time, but I'm kind of not reading either of those right now. So yeah, I'm not really making any progress with that. But you can see over here, entered giveaway, there's over 8,000 right now. And that's with a few of them being taken off. So this is why I'm like, oh, just go find my Goodreads, because I've also got these like subcategories, best of the best, classics, some of the diversity and representation. So yeah, I don't know if anybody's even still here. That's the entries of everyone that I've entered, except for some that they told me I didn't win, so I took them off of there. Yeah. I do find remembering the different ones if it's not similar character names, or it's not like the same category. Like if I'm reading 2 fantasy books, which I kind of am, I guess, with Crescent City and Way of Kings, I might have some trouble keeping them straight. There's a lot of characters in both. You haven't won anything yet. You entered about 50 or so. So I won 289, but only 40 of those are physical books. The rest are Kindle. And I don't really talk about the Kindle ones at all. This was a Kindle one. Well, I put it Kindle only. So yeah, there's a lot. Am I ever going to read them all? No way. But my Kindle only is 264. Yeah. But I literally just spend a lot of time clicking on them. Yeah, I think a lot of people do that, and that's why I end up winning so much more Kindle stuff, because not as many people sign up for it, so then I'm more likely to get it. I love the Game of Thrones stuff. Yeah, I've read all that. I've definitely read all the Game of Thrones ones. I've read 949 so far. I want to get that to 1,000 so badly, but I don't know that that's going to happen. But it's only February, and I've read. So what you can do in here is do the giveaways. How do I get to the not the giveaways, the challenge? How do I get to it? Let's see if I can find it. Sometimes it takes a very long time for it to load. But I want to find the challenge part. Yeah, I was just thrilled to find like how to get into all of them. Here it is, reading challenge. Let me see if I can. I've read 7 books of 26. Oh, I completely forgot to tell you about the Toni Morrison one that I read. I read a very short book called I cannot say this word. Recitative? Recitative. It's a short story, but it's like 2 parts to it. Like the story is the second part of the book, and the first part is like an analysis of the story. It was a little underwhelming. Toni Morrison usually just blows me away, but it's a story where there's 2 characters, 2 young women, and one of them is black and one of them is white, but they never tell you which is which. So it kind of like you're trying to figure it out, but the point is that we're basically the same, and racism is stupid. There's different cultural things, and there's like poor person struggles kind of thing, and you're like, well, I don't want to assume that's the black character or the white character. It's a really interesting kind of experiment. What era is it set in? What era is it set in? I think it's like modern-ish. She wrote it in 1983. Yeah, they start out in like a shelter, like orphanage kind of situation. Yeah, Twyla and Roberta. So the races remain ambiguous. I think, well, it's not past the 1980s for sure. But I heard about it and I was like, that sounds fascinating. So I listened to it as an audiobook, and it was like 2 hours or something, I think. So I was able to just finish it in a day. So that was exciting. And it was really good. I mean, I love to read everything Toni Morrison ever wrote. But these are the ones I've read so far this year. So this one I just finished. Westworld, did I finish this on... I did 6 in January. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so Westworld I must have finished last year. Clear see-through skin. Yeah, maybe they're neither. This is the other one by that author that I was like, what the heck, I'll pick it up. View from Rain Shadow Bay. Yeah. Yay, you added a couple books from my list. Yay. I saw you on there. I did. I think I friended you. Yeah, I might read Dark Matter next, which I don't think it's a prequel to Recursion, but I keep like kind of associating those in my mind. So, um, yeah. Yes, Westworld was written by the person who wrote Jurassic Park. Yep. Still learning the site. Yeah, I love it just for tracking all the books. I'm such a book nerd and I keep lists of everything anyway. So I love it for that reason. Um, oh, all right. I should probably go because I need to go downstairs and look for Carrot one more time. And then I need to go to bed. I don't think my snake being loose is a reason to ask for telework tomorrow. I think it's a pretty uniquely me thing. But I kind of wish I had a reason to. Yeah. Why am I so far down in the shot? Anyway. Ay, ay, ay. Colin. I can't come to work today because there's a snake in the house. I don't want to lie, though. And I don't have much PTO still after being in the hospital. Thanks, Lucky. Yeah, it was really nice to meet you, too. Thank you for commenting. And thanks, Cujo, as always. He's a great mod. And we always have great conversation. So I'm going to go downstairs with a flashlight and look for her a little bit more. I'll probably do the flower thing, and then Xavier's going to yell at me about it. You're welcome, Matthew. So yeah, I'll update the channel if I find her. I think I'm still going to come out with her eating video on Friday, but that doesn't mean I've found her necessarily. It was recorded a while ago. But maybe I'll find her. I'll post about it. Yes, much love to you both, and anyone else who might still be here. And yeah, me too, because my mind's going to be pretty worried until I figure something out. And I really don't want to find her deceased, especially not having her so much. I feel terrible. But I'll see you soon. And I actually do have uploads going up Tuesday and Friday. I'll be streaming next Sunday as usual, I hope. And yeah, I'll let you know if I find her. Poor baby. I hope she's okay. I'm gonna set up another tank for her, but all right. Okay, there's a big white button to press to end stream, so I'll see you guys soon. Yeah, maybe I will do a live, even if it's short, to just say that I found her. Yeah, I hope so. So wish me luck, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.